As we've discussed before, the internet is the information superhighway where content reigns supreme. Another thing you already know is that he who has the most links out there on the internet is probably going to get the most traffic. So, content marketing combines the need all websites have for great content with the ability to generate links. If you generate great content for a website, you can post it to that site with a link back to your website. People will then find the content, consume it, and hopefully click on the link back to your site, becoming an actual web visitor. If you do this on a large enough scale, you can generate thousands and thousands of unique visitors per day to your actual website. So let's get started with the most popular form of content marketing. Article marketing is all about writing short, informative articles and posting them on many different article directories. An article directory website is a site whose function is just what it sounds like. It stores a large amount of articles, categorized by subject matter, and allows its users to do some unique things with the articles. People who use the article directories can read the articles and learn information about a particular subject. They also can republish the articles on their website for free, as long as they give the author credit. This is usually done in the form of a small biography box or bio box that tags along with the article when it's republished. Inside of this bio box, you usually find links pointing back to the article author's website. So, as an article marketer, you want to create articles that are highly informative so that they get read by real people on the article directories. You also want to make the articles so great that other webmasters want to republish them on their websites so that you can get a link back to your website too. If you do this correctly, the end result is that you get a ton of traffic. So let's dive into the actual step-by-step process of article marketing. The first thing you're going to need to do is find a search keyword to base your article around. You want to base your article around search keyword because nearly all article directories rely almost exclusively on the search engines to bring traffic to their websites. So, if you do not target a specific search term, your article won't get any views and you won't generate any traffic to your website. We have already gone over how to uncover great keywords, so use that same strategy here when you're trying to find keywords to base your article on. After you find keywords, you need to conduct some research on the actual subject you're going to be writing the article about. If you have some pre-existing knowledge in the niche marketplace that you're targeting, it probably won't be very hard to come up with a great article content. However, if you don't, you should use the internet and other resources to research your subject. After you have a keyword handy and you've done your research, you need to actually sit down and create informative articles based on the keyword. So, let's use an example for the remainder of this step so that you can see just how easy this is to do. The first thing you're going to need to do before writing your article is to come up with a great article title. Your article title is going to be the first thing that visitors who are browsing article directory are going to see. A catchy title will gain you many more clicks than a mediocre one. Therefore, you want to make sure that you spend a little time coming up with a great title. The best way to come up with the title for your article is to emulate the style of a newspaper headline. Newspaper headlines tend to be sensational, and they try to grab the attention of the reader. They also tend to be short, sweet, and directly to the point. Finally, they may imply that there will be some type of benefit that will come from reading the article. For this example, let's say our keyword is dwarf hamster care. Here are some example article titles for the keyword. The dwarf hamster care secrets you don't know. Simple tips you can use to give awesome dwarf hamster care. Dwarf hamster care doesn't have to be hard once you see this. Dwarf hamster care the easy way. As you can see, these titles are pretty good and they'll probably get a lot of clicks and bring readers to our article. Also, you'll notice that the titles include the search keyword term that we're targeting on as well. The next step in creating your article is actually to sit down and write it. Now, if you've never written an article before, this can seem like a daunting task, but don't worry. I'm going to show you an easy-to-use article template so that you have no trouble creating the article. The template for the article is as follows. Tell them what you're about to tell them, then tell them what you told them. So, in the first paragraph, make an introduction where you talk about the general subject that the article is going to be about. Then, after that, you write 2 to 4 paragraphs that give the actual details on your article subject. Finally, in the last paragraph, you recap and you go over what you just said. To get even more detailed, here's a simple outline you can follow to use this template. Introductory paragraph. Sentence number 1, introduce the subject. Sentence number 2, talk about the benefits they'll get after reading the article. Sentence number 3, talk about the subject matter of your article. Sentence number 4, tell them what you're about to tell them inside of the article. Paragraph number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sentence number 1, introduce the main idea of the paragraph. Sentence number 2, supporting detail of the main idea. Sentence number 3, supporting detail of the main idea. Sentence number 4, supporting detail of the main idea. Sentence number 5, conclude the paragraph in transition to the next paragraph. Closing paragraph. Sentence number 1, recap the main idea from paragraph 1. Sentence number 2, recap the main idea from paragraph 2. Sentence number 3, recap the main idea from paragraph 3. Sentence number 4, recap the benefit they will receive, the results they can expect from following the advice in the article. An article written according to this template follows a logical, consistent flow, is easy to read, and actually can be informative as long as you know what you write is actually good. When you're writing articles for article marketing, you want to make them at least 500 words or more, but you don't need to make them over 1,500 or so words. The template mentioned above is not the only way to create a compelling article. There are many other formats that you can use to create your article content. Here are some of my favorite types of other article formats to use when I'm creating an article for article marketing. Lists. People love short little lists because they're easy to read and very logical. An example of an article based on the list would be the top 10 of something, 5 things not to do, 6 reasons why you should love something, or other things to that effect. All you have to do is start with the number and you can go from there. How-to guides. People also like easy to follow instructions that will help them do something. So if you create an article showing how to do something related to your niche market, is bound to be loved by the people who read it. Product reviews. If your niche market is full of different types of products that people can buy, then you may want to consider writing a product review article. In these articles, you can talk about what people can expect to experience once they purchase certain products. Make sure you talk about both the pros and cons of a product to remain an unbiased source of information. Your readers will appreciate you more. Discuss niche-related current events. Every niche market has some type of ongoing news that happens regularly. If you get wind of something new or exciting happening within your niche, you should probably consider writing an article about it. People love to hear the news, especially when it is related to a niche that they are interested in. An article filled with tips that will help people accomplish something quicker, easier, faster, or do it better is bound to get a lot of readers. So if you ever are starved for an article idea, you should definitely consider writing a tip article. Recommendations. Another great article format you can use is to recommend your favorite products, services, movies, books, or other things that are related to the niche you're writing about. This kind of falls under a list, but a recommendation article can get a lot of views because people always want to know about the good things in the niche market of their interest. The next step is to create your bio box. Your bio box is a short little blurb that comes at the end of the article where you can talk a little bit about yourself and guide the reader of your article to visit your webpage. With that being said, the best way to create a bio is to keep it simple. All you need to do is write a sentence or two about yourself and why you have expertise in the subject matter of the article. Then simply say, if you want more information, check out my website, or something to that effect. The next thing to do is to submit your article to the article directories. There are many article directories to choose from online, but about 20% of them get about 80% of all traffic that's out there looking for articles. So you should probably focus your efforts on these article directories. Here's a short list of the top 10 recommended article directories to submit your article to. ehow.com, Squidoo, Squidoo.com, ezinearticles.com, hubpages.com, articlesbase.com, Buzzle, Buzzle.com, appsense.com. That's APSENSE.com. goarticles.com, pubarticles.com, and articlesnatch.com. Now, at this point, you may be wondering whether or not you need to create a separate article for each article directory you plan on submitting to, or can you submit the same article to multiple directories? Well, we used to be able to submit the same article with little to no changes to multiple directories and not suffer any penalties. However, due to new updates in Google's algorithms, this is no longer recommended. Instead, you should create a unique keyword-targeted article for each separate article directory you plan on submitting to. This way, you get the maximum benefit that you can from the article marketing efforts. Another form of content marketing that is very effective is using documents. This form of content marketing is also known as document marketing. There are several document sharing websites that get a lot of traffic, and if you upload documents, these websites, you can siphon off some of the traffic onto your own website. The difference between the document sharing websites and article directories is that document sharing websites only accept documents in doc, PDF, WPS, and other document formats. With that being said, document marketing is very similar to article marketing, but there are some things you need to do slightly different in order for it to work well for you. Just like before with article marketing, you want to make sure that you're targeting keywords that people are actually searching for using the search engines. This is because document sharing websites also rely heavily on search engines to bring traffic to them. So you don't want to create a document based around a keyword that no one is actively looking for. Creating your document is very similar to creating your article. In fact, it's recommended that you use a similar template to the one revealed earlier. This way you can ensure that your document has a logically consistent flow, is easy to read, and actually is going to be informative to the reader. Some document sharing websites allow clickable links inside of the documents, and some don't. So inside of your document, you want to make sure that you include a short blurb and the link to your actual website on the header and footer portion of the document. Sometimes this link may not be clickable, but people who see your document will actually type in the web address if they're interested in checking out your website. Just like article directories, there are many different document sharing websites out there. However, also like article directories, about 20% of these document sharing websites get about 80% of all the traffic that is looking for documents. So it's best to focus your efforts on these few sites that are getting the most traffic. Here's a short list of document sharing websites that I recommend submitting to. Scribd, that's SCRIBD.com, docstock.com, that's DOCSTOC.com, Isuzu.com, that's ISSUU.com, Calameo, that's CALAMEO.com. Again, make sure that you submit a unique document to each individual document sharing website. This way you can be sure to make the most out of your document marketing efforts. Another awesome content marketing method is by using the power of guest posting. Guest posting works because blog owners are in constant need of fresh and unique content for their blogs. However, constant content writing can be a drag. Therefore, many popular blogs use guest posts from other bloggers. It's a win-win situation, just like article marketing. The blogger that needs content gets a great article for free that they can share with their reader base. The blogger who creates the content gets free publicity for his or her website on the other person's blog. If everything works well, you will get a lot of traffic from doing this. So, let's see how to do it. The first thing you need to do is to find blogs in your niche market that have guest posting. A simple way to do this is to use guest posting and blogger outreach networks. These are websites where bloggers who need guest posts congregate. Here's a short list of the best guest post directories: myblogguest.com, guestblogit.com, bloggerlinkup.com, blogsynergy.com, guestr.com, blogdash.com, and postjoint.com. Now, what you want to do is to search these websites for blog owners in your niche market. Make a list of all their contact information and then move on to the next step. You want to start contacting the blog owners and let them know that you're interested in guest posting on their website. Most of the bloggers will want to see some of your previous work, so it's best to add an email attachment or a link to articles or documents you've written for your niche. However, I want to be clear that this is not too hard to find people to guest post with. This is because if all these guys have deliberately listed themselves on guest posting networks, they're going to be very receptive to receiving guest posts. Once you've gotten a blog owner to agree to accept a guest post from you, the next thing to do is to create the post. Since this content is going on someone else's site, you want to do your best to make sure it is of high quality. Again, I suggest that you refer back to the content creation templates that I mentioned earlier in the article marketing section. They apply equally as well to blog posts. You're also going to want to include some type of bio box, just like you do with an article. This way, people can come back to your site from your guest post. After you've written your post, take some time to proofread and edit it for any grammatical or spelling errors. You don't want to submit a shoddy piece of work to your guest blogger. After that, all you have to do is to email them the post. They will post it, and you can expect to begin getting traffic almost immediately. Besides articles, documents, and the guest posting, there is one more form of highly effective yet simple to do content marketing. It is slideshow marketing. Essentially, what you do is to create an informative PowerPoint presentation and upload it to a PowerPoint presentation sharing website or slideshow sharing website. These websites get lots of traffic. They rank well in Google and other search engines, and it's very simple and quick to create a PowerPoint. So let's see how to do it. Again, since slideshow websites almost always solely depend on the search engines to provide a majority of their web traffic, you want to make sure that the slideshows you're creating are going to be keyword targeted. Make sure that you include the keyword in the title, mentioned a few times throughout the slide. If you can name your presentation with the keyword in it, go for it. Creating your slideshow is simply making a PowerPoint presentation. If you don't have PowerPoint, you can use the free alternative that comes with OpenOffice. You can access that here, www.openoffice.org. Make sure that you include tidbits of information and pictures that will help your slideshow to be informative and or entertaining if you're stuck for ideas about how to create a slideshow. You should visit a few of the slideshow sharing websites mentioned below and check out some other people's slideshows and model theirs to create yours. Just like articles and documents, you want to make sure that you create a unique slideshow for each individual slideshow sharing website that you're submitting to. Again, the 80-20 rule applies to these sites, so you want to concentrate your slideshow marketing efforts on the few top slideshow sharing websites. Here's a list of recommended slideshow sharing websites to submit to: slideshare.net, authorstream.com, slideboom.com. As long as you do everything correctly, you'll find that your slideshows rate well in Google and bring actual, real, human traffic to your website.